Are you stepping into your belovedness? Hi, I'm Rob Gibson with the Cross Minister Group. And I want to ask you that question. Are you really stepping into and living out of your belovedness? Last week I asked you the question, are you disposable? Kind of an abrupt question. But some of us live like we are. Some of us treat others like we are. And some of us have been treated like we are. And that's not true. We are not disposable. You are not disposable. But I wonder sometimes if the rejection that you've experienced isn't knocking you down. Or if the stories in your own mind, maybe it's stories that I'm different, I'm unwanted, I'm not enough, I can be too much, I'm too little, whatever. Those stories that circulate in our heads at times, I've got to get it perfect, I don't get it right, whatever it might be. If those stories and or rejections that you've experienced are keeping you from treasuring and valuing you as Christ does, this is the reality. He does treasure and value you. You are his beloved, the apple of his eye. He delights to save his people. He delights to quiet us with his love, Zephaniah 3:17 says. And that's just beautiful imagery that God knows that we're broken. God knows that we've messed up. God knows his kids, and he loves us anyway. Just like those of you that are parents, even when your kids struggle, stumble, disobey you, they're still your kids, and you still love them. And Christ does you, because you are his chosen, his holy vessel. And we use this language of a vessel a lot in our ministry. It's the idea that we can put things into our vessel. Paul talks about this in 1 Corinthians 7. Do you not know that you're a vessel of the Holy Spirit? We can put things into our vessel that are not good for us and damaging to us, and fill us up or fill our hands so much that we cannot take on the goodness that God has for us. And the reality is, we are a vessel that he says he has filled with the Holy Spirit, a spirit of power and love, and he tells us he's uniquely working in me and in you and for you, just as he designed you to be. So there's a design that he had. Psalm 139 says he knit you together in your mother's womb, and all the days that were planned for you were planned before there was one day that ever passed for you. And so God, who designed you and knit you together and gave you the gifts that you've got and knit these pieces together, he's the one who said, you're my vessel, you're my chosen, you're the one who I want to live into the belovedness that I have for you, and to live out of that belovedness. And so there's this God of infinite love, there's this God of creative genius, this God who I think is just an unfathomable mystery. He reveals some of himself to us, but not everything. He's a bit unfathomable and hard for me to say, and beyond us. He doesn't dispose of us. He does not dispose of you. He does not dispose of me, but rather his kids, his princes and his princesses, you and I belong to him. And if we belong to the King of Kings, then we belong in his kingdom, anywhere in his kingdom that he calls us to be or we choose to be. We fit in, we belong to the King. And as such, wherever you are, you belong to be there. Now, I'm not saying if you're in the wrong place, that's, you're smart enough to ascertain that. But I want to just encourage you to live in your belovedness, to know that you are his treasure, that you are his vessel, that his Spirit is at work in you. And therefore, whatever's going on circumstantially, it does matter. But it does not cause rejection. It does not cause disposal. It does say there's power, there's love within you that enables you to pierce your world. Receive the love that he has for you as his beloved. And let me just encourage you, live out of that love. Live out of that love, because you're a powerful, loving person that ultimately, as we receive his love, we become love. We become love. So live in love, live out of love this week. Hope this is an encouragement to you. Be strong.